Now at 4, Philadelphia takes center stage in the world of politics. Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump will come face to face for their first and possibly only debate tomorrow night. A crucial moment in a key swing state that could ultimately decide who ends up in the White House. Monday afternoon, I'm Sarah Bloomquist.
And I'm Gray Hall. The big story on Action News is the presidential debate tomorrow night. The pivotal moment will play out inside the National Constitution Center.
And that's where we find Action News anchors Brian Taff and Shari Williams to kick off our political coverage. Hi there.
Hi guys, good afternoon. Sarah and Gray from Independence Mall. Gorgeous day here today. We are outside the National Constitution Center today, where an army of technical crews is converting this massive complex into a television studio right now, set for a high-stakes show that, of course, all of America will be watching.
And as this space is transformed, security teams are locking the area down, aware that one of the two people who will take the stage inside this building tomorrow is the next president of the United States.
As for deciding which one of those two that will be, this debate comes at a critical moment. Take a look. 57 days out from the presidential election, and after a summer of political upheaval, the latest polling from the New York Times and Siena College shows Donald Trump leading Kamala Harris nationally, but only by 1 point, 48% to 47%, of course, well within that poll's margin of error.
This race will come down to the swing states, none more critical than Pennsylvania, where polling also shows a dead heat. And what that means, of course, is that this event has the unique ability to change the dynamics, giving someone the edge they'll need to get ahead.
Needless to say, there is a lot at stake tomorrow night, and both campaigns know it. Action News reporter Annie McCormick joining us now live right nearby along Independence Mall. Annie, voters will be tuning in, perhaps in record numbers, tomorrow night.
Yeah, Brian and Shar, we're talking to the experts today who say that there's only a small amount of undecided voters, but that small group of people could have a big impact on this election. The first presidential debate between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump comes at a pivotal time, just days before some states begin early voting. ABC News has learned details about both candidates' preparations. Harris held mock debates in Pittsburgh over the weekend.
And she's actually being prepared and being given the help of some of the advisors who helped Hillary Clinton prep for her 2016 debate with Donald Trump.
Trump campaign officials say the former president's strategy is to focus on the record of the Biden-Harris administration. This will be his 7th general election debate, which is a record.
No other president has done so many general election debates. So he's been at this before. He has a sense for it, but most of it is instinct, not practice.
We spoke to Westchester University professor John Kennedy. He says a large majority have already decided who they will vote for, but the undecided voters are important.
Those undecideds, it's a marginal group, it's a small group, but you know, this election is going to be a marginal election, and it's going to be decided by a small amount of votes.
Kennedy added what both candidates should avoid.
First thing is do no harm. You know, a gaffe, a statement. We've had those in the past. Both sides are probably preparing some tack lines and relishing the opportunity to deliver them.
And a little more than 24 hours away before the debate, final preps are still going on, including a late afternoon meeting between campaigns, both campaign officials and organizers of the debate. For now, reporting live on Independence Mall, Annie McCormick, Channel 6, Action News.
Okay, Annie, thank you. Kamala Harris is scheduled to arrive in Philadelphia from Pittsburgh around 5:40 this evening.
Well, for his part, former President Donald Trump gonna wait a little bit, make it a last-minute kind of thing. He'll be in town just a few hours before the debate begins tomorrow night.
Local authorities are prepared with some closures and detours that are already in place.
As you imagine, there might be significant impact on that front. Action News reporter Taronda Thomas joining us live in Old City now with details on how this debate will impact traffic in and around the region. Taronda.
Well, Brian and Shari, traffic is moving right now along the Ben Franklin Bridge, but that will not be the case come tomorrow night when that presidential debate gets underway just across the street from where I'm standing. Take a look. You'll see the eastbound lanes going into New Jersey. Those will be the ones that close from 8 to 10 tomorrow night. It's one of several closures that drivers will have to work around as Philadelphia makes room for the historic event.
It's pretty exciting. It's an honor to have something like this here.
The presidential debate taking place at the National Constitution Center at 6th and Arch, and all the streets around it will shut down.
There will be a disruption in the traffic flow, and I think those have been readily announced.
The biggest closure begins Tuesday morning. Police will shut down the area that spans from Race to Market between 4th and 7th. The area around Franklin Square will also be closed. So will the 6th Street exit from I-676 eastbound.
I've seen a lot of road closures. Fences have been blocked off. So it's making it a little difficult to get to work.
Some workers are planning a way around it.
I'm going to take Petco into the city, and I just want to make it easier on myself to get in, get out.
Others are avoiding it altogether.
Since I work so close to the Constitution Center, they're going to have us work from home.
We'll be able to work from home, so we're happy.
But drivers who take the Ben Franklin Bridge in the evening won't be happy. The bridge will be closed eastbound going into New Jersey from 8 to 10 p.m. Tuesday.
We are running this as a significant event. Two significant figures in the city, and our job is to protect both the safety of those individuals participating in that event as well as the individuals who are out and about in the community.
Even the famous double-decker tour buses will be shut down tomorrow since there won't be any driving in the area. The closure's a headache for all but one type of commuter.
I walk everywhere, so it's really not a problem for me.
Doesn't sound like a bad idea come tomorrow. Now, like we mentioned, the eastbound lanes will be closed tomorrow night, but the westbound lanes into Philadelphia, those will stay open tomorrow night. Now, all of this is subject to change. There also could be rolling closures of streets and highways kind of as this situation develops. Now, the city also says Sept will update its website and its social media, so anyone who takes mass transit will want to check that before you do head out on those buses or that mass transportation. We have just learned within the past few minutes that two schools that are close by will close early tomorrow. Those are Constitution High School and McCall Elementary School. They're both within about a mile or less of this area, so they will be closing early tomorrow because of the traffic for the presidential debate. We are live in Old City. Taronda Thomas, Channel 6 Action News.
Yeah, the schools may be closing. Those kids are still getting a lesson in democracy right here in Philadelphia tomorrow. Taronda, thank you so much. Meanwhile, the set for the ABC News presidential debate will be revealed for the very first time coming up shortly on World News Tonight, right after Action News at 6 o'clock.
Coming up, though, in just a few minutes, Catherine Falders from ABC News will be joining us right here on our set. She's been covering the high-stakes race from the very beginning. We'll have all of that for you guys when we see you in just a few more minutes here at Action News at 4.
All right, see you soon. Thank you.